As you always say, what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong, Tom? I mean,
Well, let's
seriously,
do a show. What could possibly go wrong?
what could possibly go wrong? Well, the creators of South Park did a new episode this week, and
Yes.
I bet they were thinking, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I actually heard about it last night, and
Wow.
the person I was talking to, she says that it shows up on her algorithm all the time, now that it came out. And she was telling me about it, and I was like, I gotta go watch it. And I didn't get a chance to look at it, but for whatever
Yeah, we
reason, it
watched
must
it
be
last
pretty
night. It's about
intense.
20, 22 minutes. I mean, short, really, definitely worth a watch.
Very well.
Absolutely 10 out of 10, 100% would recommend.
It's a tan.
It's a 10. Some people didn't like it, but
Yeah, well, I'm sure they always push the envelope with being, as offensive as they can, which is part
right,
of the fun, right?
right. Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'll
So
have to,
how
I'll
you
have to
doing,
check that
Tom?
out.
Happy Friday.
Same to you. Hey, what kind of habits are you into? I think that's going to be the show today, talking about our habits, because before we even started recording, we were talking about the stuff that we used to do that we loved, and we're currently not doing it.
Hmm.
And we're
You
like,
know,
what the
Tom,
hell?
it's funny. We talk about our life as an accumulation of experiences, right? We we have life experiences over time, and we just develop habits, good, bad, and different. And we just do kind of the same old things. We get into a routine.
Mhm.
And, it's funny because now it's a year ago since I moved away. And before I moved, Tom, we had this routine, we had this habit. Every day we worked out. And I got up at the same time every morning. I had a cup of coffee, I had my morning constitutional, got dressed, and I we did the workout every day
Yep.
for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
And then I made the decision to move for other reasons. And it took me my body, well, first I had to move, so that's horrible. But
Hmm.
once you get away from unpacking boxes and doing all that garbage, so then it's like, okay, I got to settle into this new routine, and it's like, it's just not comfortable. So then it took a while to like fall into a new routine. Like, what is my daily routine now? And
Hmm.
it's different. It is absolutely different. But I was just commenting and thinking the other day, a couple weeks ago, like, I finally found my routine. I'm in my rhythm. I do my thing, and I'm happy with my routine.
Yep. Isn't it so funny how when we have the good routines that, because I've talked about this actually a lot this week, and maybe I'll kind of pepper in some of the things I've talked about with clients. You have to examine as if you are baking a cake, your perfect recipe or close to perfect recipe for yourself in each one of these domains, not limited to, but these are the top ones: physically, mentally, emotionally,
Hmm.
socially, spiritually. What do you need? What ingredients do you need so that each one of those areas is the best that it could be for you so that you can be the best version of yourself? And we've identified these are the things that work really well through trial and error, through experience. And then we fall by the wayside with some of them because maybe we want instant gratification. Maybe it's the dopamine hit chasing, or maybe it's just we engage in these unhealthy habits for a while and they unhealthy behaviors and they become unhealthy habits. And then
Hmm.
it's hard to break those.
Hmm.
So what do
Absolutely.
you need for you to be the best version of yourself? We've talked for years about books that we've read. We've shared books back and forth, and we have this love of reading. I haven't read a book in probably like actually gotten through a book in probably the past year.
Yeah, I'm the same. Tom, you and I know I burn through books. Usually my routine, my habit is I'll have like three books going at the same time, and
Uh-huh.
they're in different rooms. So like I'll walk into a room and just like sit down and grab the book and read, pick up where I left off.
Look, I got books right here.
I got
Books
one
right here
right
that I have.
here.
They're
I got
right
one right
waiting.
here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the same thing. And, you know, that was my routine forever. And then I got into this habit where I love like junky, like mystery novels, you know, like just brain rot kind of,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And I love that. But then I was to the point where I would just burn through all those books. And I'm like, listen, you got to like expand your brain here and learn something, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, one junky novel to one, good for you, learn something book. And I would burn through this novel in like a week or less. And then it'd take me a month to go through the book where I actually learned something.
Yeah.
Um, so I was doing that for a while, but I've been out of that habit. My brother just sent me, my brother was a also a very avid reader, and he's an interesting guy. He collects rare books, and he's a rare book kind of dealer guy on the side.
Hmm.
But he just sent me Machiavelli's The
The
Prince.
Prince. Oh yeah.
Great book. I haven't
Yeah.
read that in 40 years,
Yeah.
40, something like that. And so I'm rereading The Prince. But that's kind of thick. It
It's heavy. Oh, it's heavy.
takes a little, yeah. But it's so funny where a lot of the concepts that we have today,
Still
the moral
apply.
concepts have come from that book, The
Mhm.
Machiavelli Prince.
Yeah. That is a
And
great
um,
philosophical read.
yeah,
Amazing. Because I like that kind of stuff.
yeah. He sends me books like that. And I'm like, bruh, seriously?
You're
Uh,
like, I want a Dan Brown book.
exactly. And I get
Yeah.
Machiavelli. Thanks.
Right. Uh-huh.
And then I was getting through the Marcus Aurelius stuff too. That was the last one I did a couple months
Yeah.
ago.
I have a copy of that here in my office and I'll flip through it, but it's heavy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not light, reading. I
No,
mean, you have to really dissect what it is he's saying. And that book is amazing. Meditations. It's
meditation.
amazing to me how this was just a journal to himself. And I look at my journal and it's like, had a great day today.
C spot run.
Yeah. And he's writing about this really intense, heavy stuff, like,
Yeah, I know. It's like a junky novel. Like you read a page in like less than a minute, keep flip, 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 flip.
yeah.
And like if you get that, and like a page takes you 20 minutes because you're
Yeah,
like read a
exactly.
sentence and then you have to think about it and what are they
Right.
saying and what does that mean? And then all right, to the
Hmm.
next sentence. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
So habits, yeah, that was my habit. I read, 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 and I've been getting away from the reading lately. And I'm like, and I love to read, and I'm trying to analyze what is my deal. Why am I not reading like I used to? I have a Kindle, I have electronic books, I have a stack of books back down there in my bookshelf, like 20
Yep.
books queued up, ready to go. That's how I operate, and I just
TikTok.
haven't been doing it. So I'm in TikTok or my kids put me onto this Balatro poker game that's really fun. So
Yeah.
I'm doing that anyway. So habits, what is your habits? And you take a look, you always need to take a look at reevaluate your habits. Why do you do the things that you do? Is it still serving you? Right?
Yep.
And this is a great example. I talk to people particularly like our age, Gen X, and even older. Like we watched our parents, right, come home from work or at the end of the day and just grab a drink. They made a highball, they made a Manhattan, they made a whatever wine, whatever they made, but they drank, every day after work. And a lot of us got into that habit. And
Hmm.
does that habit still serve you? Like, why do you do that? Is that helpful? Is that what you want to do? Is that, does that interfere
Yes.
with the other things? And I would do that. I used to have a couple of drinks, every evening with dinner and whatever. And I took a look at that habit years ago, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What
Right.
it's not serving me.
Mhm.
So
That's the big question. How
yeah,
are those things that you're doing serving you now?
yeah,
Even
mhm,
if it's an unhealthy habit, if it still indirectly gives you something that you desire, then that's okay. All right. You know what? Okay, I'm recovered alcoholic. I don't drink. It's just not, it's not for me. I get into
mhm,
trouble with it. It's been 20 some odd years not drinking, 24 years. So but if you come home and every once in a while you need to have a drink or two and that helps you to de-stress and relax and unwind and that's serving you, is it the healthiest habit? No. However,
right,
indirectly, it's helping you to finally settle down. If not having that and you've tried other things, I mean, there are better things to help you unwind, but okay, you
Mhm,
don't want to engage or work for those other things. You want to just have the quick, have a drink,
mhm,
but it's not to the proportion where, it's not causing significant harm or interfering with your life or your relationships, then all right, then you can assess that's a habit that is serving me in some fashion.
mhm.
Okay.
Another thing is people get in the habit of having dessert every day, right?
Yeah. Right.
So sitting in front of the TV at 9 o'clock, watching your show, eating a bowl of ice cream. Okay. I mean, if that is serving you and, your glucose is in check and you're not overweight and you're, not trying to cut
Yeah.
weight or whatever. So if it's serving you, that's fine. But take a look at that. I mean, are you doing it out of habit or are you doing it because you really enjoy it and you take pleasure in that?
Yeah. You have to analyze, well, what is it that it is doing? I think that's
Mhm.
another important piece. Not even how is it serving me, but like what is this actually me engaging in this habit of doing yoga every day?
Mhm.
What is it doing for me? And then as long as you're okay with what it's doing, or if you want to improve upon something, whether that's physical health or, relaxation and meditation or whatever, then you decide, is this helping enough? Do I need to improve it or increase it? Do I need to do a little bit more? Do I need to do something else?
Mhm.
Take a good hard look at that because I bet you there's stuff because I know it's for me too. There's habits that I'm doing that I don't even know why I'm doing it, how it's helping. Is it helping? I do 50 swings, 50 kettlebell swings a day. Can I ascertain through any analytical measurement whether that's doing anything for me? Maybe it's
Mhm.
hurting my lower back, but doing that. Is it making me stronger? No, the barbell lifts are making me stronger. It's not
Mhm.
the kettlebell swings. So I'm doing this, and the other day I was like, what? Why am I doing that? Well, because I set up the challenge for myself to no matter what do 50 kettlebell swings a day. Sometimes they're 10 a piece, 10 reps, and then I put it down. Sometimes it's a really heavy bell and I try to do all 50. Sometimes I try to do hand-to-hand swing. Sometimes I throw in some cleans in there, maybe an overhead press or,
Mhm.
and it's in addition to the normal workouts that I'm doing. But the other day I was just like, What is this doing for me?"
Right? And that's good. You're supposed to take a look at your habits.
Yeah,
And why am I doing this? Am I doing this just out of routine, out of habit? And why? Is it, like we said, the question is this continuing to serve my needs? I started this for a reason and I
yeah,
got into a good habit and I've proven that I can stick to this habit. But, is this still serving me? And if it's not, what am I going to replace it with?
yeah.
Don't turn into a ball of mush here. So, Tom, if your 50 kettlebell swings are not serving you anymore, okay, so what are you gonna put in place of it? Keep it routine.
Right. So I took a hard look at that and I decided I still might do swings here and there because I really love kettlebells and I love
Mhm,
using as part of like accessory lifts, as part of just, like greasing the groove to get the muscles and joints going and to just build just like foundational strength, being able
mhm,
to, hold a heavy weight above your head and your shoulder and not, pop out of socket and be able to kind of
right,
move around like that. Um, so instead of making sure that I do the 50 kettlebell swings, I'll still do them from time to time, but it's not going to be like, this is what I have to do. I'm going to take that extra time and put that into the yoga so that because there's nights where I was only getting 10, 15 minutes of yoga because I was like, I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to do
mhm,
these swings. I got to make dinner. I got to do all, you know what? Make sure you do at least 20 minutes or more of yoga a night. There's some nights where I do a longer session for sure,
mhm,
but it's gotten down to, well, I just got to get it in. Last night we ate dinner and then I was like, oh, I forgot to do my yoga. Let me go do a couple of sun salutations. And I was just like, this isn't benefiting me. I need to have a longer session. I need to carve out time to do like 20, 30 minutes of this routinely. And then on some nights do a 45 minutes to 90-minute session. I think that's going to benefit me more than making sure I get those kettlebell swings. Maybe.
right, right.
I don't know. I'll have to do it and see what happens.
Yeah, and then reevaluate. I mean, you should do that with all your habits for sure. The other thing is I talk to people a lot about Okay. How many people, Tom, do you hear a week go, I'm just not motivated to do X, Y, Z?
Well, about 5 per day.
Per day, right? So everyone's on this whole motivation thing. I'm just not motivated. I'm not this, I'm not that. Well, the motivation is this construct. I am convinced that motivation does not exist.
Yeah,
Motivation, if there is such a thing as motivation, it comes with reward. I do this for this, right? So that's what I'm motivated for. I'm motivated to go to work because I get a paycheck,
yeah,
right? If there wasn't that paycheck, would I go to work every day? Mm, hmm. Probably not. But so that's so it's more reward based. But
hmm
I would replace motivation with habit, right?
yeah,
So, and our workouts every morning is a great example of that. Like, we can always lay in bed and want to sleep longer and come up with 13 reasons every morning not to get out of bed and go work out.
yeah,
Oh, my back hurts. Oh, I whatever. Oh, my
yep,
pinky toe is, on the fritz again. Oh, I didn't, lace up my new shoes, my new workout shoes. Oh, I just need some extra sleep because of XYZ. I mean, we could do that crap every
right,
single morning and get out
right,
of the workout. But the whole point is there's no thinking, there's no excuse. It's a habit. I just get up. I don't have to think about all the reasons why I don't want to do it. I just get up and do it. It's
yep,
that's it's a habit. It is a habit, it's not motivation. So if you're seeking motivation, it doesn't exist.
yeah.
Motivation, I'm going to say, is a construct and it doesn't exist. It does exist as habits. So create a habit.
We when we get inspired, people confuse that with motivation, but it's not. It's so short-lived. It's only there for 30 seconds, if that, like okay, maybe it's inspiring you to make a positive change, but then what happens? You know,
Mhm.
then you got to go pee, or then then
Yeah,
you look at another TikTok, or then somebody gives you stink eye, and then that's gone.
yeah.
So what happened to that whole, I'm going to change my whole life around and I'm going to finally get to the gym that you were
Right,
inspired to do because you saw some fitness influencer and you're like, I want to look like that. I got to be better. And then all of a sudden, the next 5 minutes, you're eating a donut.
right,
What happened?
right. I mean, that's the great example. I got to get in shape. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm inspired to go to the gym every day. You
Yeah,
go to the gym 3 days, you got a shin splint because you haven't worked your legs in a while, and you're like, oh, see, I'm injured. I got to take 2 weeks off. Mm.
right.
It's a habit. And you and I know with the habit, even if we were injured, or I mean, if we were sick, it was one thing, but if we were injured or had something, we still showed up. Whether we
Yeah,
did the work or not, there were sometimes we just drank coffee for the workout
yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
or
we,
talked or whatever, but
well,
we
we
still
we
showed
move the
up and
weights in and
we
out.
yeah, we committed to the habit.
Yeah,
And then you're there and it's like, well, my leg doesn't hurt that bad. I can do some things and I'll just
yeah.
work, I'll work around my leg. Kind of, so, but it's
I
commit
remember.
to the habit.
I remember this one day where like I was sick as a dog, but we were doing a habit, so I like sequestered myself out to the front lawn, and I was like, I got a kettlebell and a mace. I'm gonna be over here. I've set
Right.
everything up over there for you. I'm gonna do
Uh,
my thing over here so I don't get you sick. Go enjoy. I'll see you at the end.
yeah. Your coffee's way over there.
Yeah, yeah. We still did it, but that's
Yeah.
the thing that if you just make it habitual, and you talked last week is definitely, but that you've always mentioned discipline, discipline and habit kind of goes hand in hand. There's a goal, there's something that you want to achieve, be as specific as you can about it, make a smart goal. We've talked about that before. And then you set up exactly what you're going to do in order to reach that and stick to it. Give yourself a time frame of how long are you going to do it for a year? Are you going to do it for 6 months? Are you going to try it out for the next 30 days? Make that a habit and then see what happens. See what the positive or negative results are. What are the consequences as a result of you doing that habit? And so I want you to take a hard look at the habits that you're doing now. What are your behaviors right now that you're doing routinely, habitually, and how are they serving you? Are they serving you? Is there
Hmm.
something that would be more beneficial for you to do?
Hmm. Absolutely. And we talk with Tom, you and I'm older than you, but we're getting that whole middle aged. Yeah, I'll take middle aged. I'm getting a little
Yeah.
past middle age now.
Yeah.
I'm 55 now. Anyway, so we worked out consistently for 5 years, and I was sore sometimes, but I was never in pain. My body was great. It always behaved. I never had back pain. I didn't have any injuries. I felt great. I had energy. Everything. Then I moved and I took some time off and I did the move and whatever. And it took me 6 months to kind of figure out my new routine before I really consistently started working out. I mean, I'd work out here and there, but I didn't do it every day like we used to. And
Okay.
I would wake up with, oh, I got a little back pain and oh, what's up with my shoulder? And then I was like, what is happening to me? I'm like
Yeah.
falling apart all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I got back into the workout routine, doing it consistently 4 to 5 mornings a week, or 4 to 5 times a week. And I'm kind of right back to where I was. I mean, your body needs exercise and needs movement. When
Right.
I hear people complain about, oh, I got a this and a that and an elbow and a blue, and it's like, well, better move it a little bit more. You're going to lose it. So
Right.
we're getting to the age where your body is going to start revolting if you don't
You
take
got to
care of
move it. Well, you mentioned something that I wanted to highlight. You just noticed not working out consistently,
it.
habitually, how that impacted you in a negative way.
Hmm.
You didn't realize that, at the time when we were working out, you saw the
Hmm.
gains, you saw, being a little bit more physically fit, being able to sleep better, feeling stronger, plus our social connection and our bond. That was a really good thing. There was a lot of benefits that were, that were highlighted, but you saw, or there's things you didn't see until you stopped doing that, that now you're privy to and understand. Oh, this is why. Now, when we used to be sore, it was because Tom put a bunch of squats into the damn workout. And now it hurts when I sit down on the toilet,
Uh,
especially getting up.
yeah.
And but now that I'm not doing that, now my hip hurts, my shoulder hurts, my lower back hurts, and I'm not doing anything to
Hmm.
justify why that should be hurting. I'd rather feel like I did something, than
Hmm.
you saw the benefit of having that consistent workout routine after
Hmm.
the fact. So sometimes it happens like that. We get out of the habit and then we have a
Hmm.
period of time where we're doing other things, maybe more unhealthy things, or just not doing things. And then we're like, oh, wow, actually, I need that as part of my recipe
Hmm.
to be the
It
best
was
version of
funny when we
myself.
started working out. I wanted to lose some weight and tighten up, right? And I accomplished that. Mission accomplished. And it was great. And now I don't want to lose weight and I don't want to tighten up, but I just don't want my back to hurt. So the whole reason I'm doing the consistent workout is different. And it's funny because I still have those moments where I don't have accountability meeting up with you every morning. So I still have the, oh, I really, if I don't do it today, it would probably be, and then I'm like, no, your back's gonna hurt. Just get your ass out there right now. Go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So my reasons for doing the workout have changed. Um, but again, I'm back in the habit, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention this week was a deload week for me as part of
Nice.
my program. Similar to the one we had,
Yeah.
5-3-1, do that. And
Mhm.
there's a deload week where you still do the same movements, exercises. It's just maybe like 50, 60% of your like one rep max.
Much lighter weights. Yeah. Deload every five
And
weeks ish.
and I was complacent because it was lightweight. I wasn't pushing or going heavy. I didn't wear a belt, which I usually
Oh.
wear a belt for the lifts, just for bracing, to remind you how to brace, and didn't wear a belt. And I did some extra abdominal work. I like saying that.
Mm.
Abdominal work or whatever,
Mm.
crunches and stuff on this machine that I have. And I was just rushing through everything, and I wasn't focused on the form because it was lightweight. It was a deload, so and there was light deadlifts in there, but light for me is 300. And so I didn't do the right setup. I just walked over to the bar, just grabbed it and just hoisted it up and doing all those crunches too, which is it's probably not good to be doing an extension exercise like deadlifts and then follow it up by a flexion exercise like abdominals. Yeah. And then okay, kettlebell swings too, the hip hinge and I had squats, but I switched the squats over. I've been doing them low bar squats, which you can go a little bit heavier and you get into better position, better body mechanics. And I just threw it on my shoulders and did normal, high bar back
Mhm.
squats and like that. It jacked my knee up, it jacked my lower back up, and
Mhm.
I was essentially unable to do much of anything physically for the rest of the week. That was on Monday. And it's a deload week.
Dang, I missed my deload week. What the hell?
Yeah. And I was stupid. Well, I mean, maybe part of that's because I'm a guy, but it's because I was complacent.
Yeah.
When I'm focused on doing really hard things, whether it's getting under a heavy barbell, or doing something mentally and emotionally challenging in my day to day, learning something new. When I put forth my energy, I'm good because I'm focused. I'm driven for that thing because it's going to help me accomplish something. But when I'm complacent and not really paying attention because it's easy or because it's rote or because the weights aren't that heavy, that's when you get into danger,
Mhm.
when you get complacent
Right.
anywhere in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, life, it takes focus. You got to pay attention. We tend to go on autopilot and we're not paying attention. And life is about the little moments,
Mhm.
it's paying attention. And, what's that quote is, the greatest moments of your life didn't seem great at the time. They turned
Yeah.
great afterwards.
Right.
So pay attention to what's happening in the now and
Well,
got to get
well,
focused.
think about how many things you do, like driving, where you're not 100% focused or paying attention. You
Mhm.
get complacent. This is something you just do all the time. It's just second nature or seems that way. And that's when people get into accidents, vehicle accidents. That's when bad shit happens when we get
Right.
complacent.
So take a look at your habits. What do you do that you're just kind of on autopilot for? Why do you do them? Is it time to take a look at them? Why do you do that? Is it still serving you? Is it still getting the same outcome or same goal of what you started that habit for?
Yep.
If not, it's okay to switch up habits, um, and but replace it with something else. The other thing is motivation doesn't exist. If you're looking for motivation, go to my eBay site and I'll send you a whole bottle of motivation.
Uh-huh.
I'll can it for you and I'll sell it to you. It's a little pricey, but that's okay. You just buy it, get on the monthly plan, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine. Motivation doesn't exist. It's crap. What does exist is habits. So,
Comes with a free small canister of oxygen.
yeah. Right.
How many habits do you have that you picked up from your parents that
Mm,
you just always have done
right.
and you don't even know why you do them? You just do them. And it's because this is what my family did. This is what we've always done. Like that probably aren't necessarily serving you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you engage in them because of tradition? Does it give you some sort of safety and security? Just take a look at those things. It's kind of interesting to see the things that you do habitually that you've always done, and when you take a look at them, you're like, why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Where did this come from?
We always had the habit of a big, elaborate Christmas dinner, with whatever, all kinds of gobbledygook and whatever. And the last, I would say, 5, 6 years, the habit of Christmas dinner is we make a deep dish pizza.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And I
Yeah.
always ask, what do you guys want for Christmas? And they're like, duh, pizza.
Yeah.
So yeah, make the dough and the sauce from scratch. Good old Chicago deep dish pizza. 2 pounds of dough, 2 pounds of cheese. Ugh, yum.
I know. Remember, I just discovered that, and I absolutely love it. But you got to order because there's not like a place to go get it here.
Yeah. There is now, there's actually a couple places in Orlando I found.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I make my own. So because they can't get great deep dish pizza in the state of Florida, learned how to make my
So maybe that'll be the next episode, learning how to make a Chicago style deep dish
own.
pizza.
Ooh, all right.
I'm
Takes
down
time.
for that. I'll listen to that. But what do you guys want out there? What do you want us to talk about? What is troubling you? What are your habits looking like? And
All
reach
right.
out to us, comment, share, send some questions to us, you know. If you
Questions
feel
at
like,
therapyunzipped.com.
yeah, if you feel like anything that we're talking about would be helpful to somebody else, please send the show to them.
I
Thank you guys for being here. Um, this is kind of our Gen X bereavement week. In honor of,
mm,
well, Ozzy Osbourne,
what the heck? They're
Hulk
all
Hogan, I just
going.
heard,
Yeah,
Theo, Malcolm
yeah.
Jamal Warner.
It has been bad.
Yeah.
Been a bad week.
So rest in peace, all of them, as
Yeah.
all these people we grew up watching and really enjoying or listening to, and
Uh, and then every time I open TikTok, I hear "Mama, I'm coming home," and it's just like, whoa, too soon,
yeah,
too soon. I can't.
yeah.
I'm not right now. Thank you very much. So,
Well, we'll bring it back to Marcus Aurelius, Memento Mori.
yeah,
We
memento
don't get out
mori.
of this alive.
Exactly.
So
My oldest son has that tattooed on him.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm so thrilled and excited for him and everything he's doing, man. Nick,
man.
killing it, brother.
Yeah, yeah, they're both doing really well. Happy for
Yeah,
both. Excellent. All right, Tom. Always my pleasure.
mine as well. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you
You
guys
as
for
well.
listening. We'll see you next week.